Bringing it home. Yeah, it's like welcome to everyone's own house here.
That's right. You got it. John, are you a little scared of what I might say about you?
A little bit. I hate this live stuff. That's why I'd like to check out.
You're good this year. You're good.
Okay, good.
All right.
You're not going to curse up a storm like last year, are you?
Yeah, I'm not. You're good.
Okay.
Matt asked me to be on my best behavior.
Molly's son is there, so we don't know who's in the audience in the living rooms and bedrooms.
But I have a first question for everybody before I start. It's a poll question.
Okay.
Everyone's waiting because today we started off saying no pants required, right?
That's right.
Here's the poll request. Here's the poll. Does Kerry have pants on or not?
Yes.
Kerry has on pants.
You wearing shorts?
There you go.
The question is, are you wearing panties?
I didn't want anybody to say we don't know if she did or didn't. She did.
That's right.
There we go.
All right.
You guys all just witnessed in real time me bribing my children with electronics to leave the room. I'm sure a lot of people can relate.
Oh, Zach and Zoe.
Absolutely.
All right. Molly, you want to do the honors?
Oh, I get to introduce? Oh my goodness. So this has been amazing. Before we do anything, I think Matt and Angela both need a lot of love because you guys have had a busy 2 days. I think we're all going to have a drink at the end of this.
Sure.
Last year, for those who were with us in Nashville, we had an amazing end to our 2 days, and we couldn't end it without doing it again with Kerry Mulcrone. We all have our personal relationships with Kerry and our professional relationships with Kerry, but you are very loved, and we're happy to have you back. I don't know, Angela, if you want to add something, or Matt or John. But we're super happy to have you back and to hear from you and to wrap up this awesome 2 days with you.
I'm thrilled.
You are the perfect person to finish things off. And I can honestly say I would not be where I am today without you, Kerry. So without further ado, and the fact that it's after 3 Eastern time on a Friday afternoon, let's get this going.
Great.
The floor is yours, Miss Kerry.
Thank you. So the first thing that I'll say is you've been listening to numbers and data and theories and reports. I'll have none of that because you all know me. I really basically can't count. I just rely on everyone else giving me the synopsis of the digital report. But I do want to thank everybody that's involved in this, and Lasso and ECI and Group 2 and John and Builder Designs and just Rendering House, everybody. You're amazing friends, and I'm in awe to be at the end of all of this. So here I go. Ready, everybody? This is, I'm sitting, which is a little hard for me, but so what has happened over the last 2 days, and I will tell you, I've been on almost all of it, is that you have learned how to collect data and use marketing tools, like so much. And last year I talked about don't chase squirrels. This year I'm not doing squirrels, but still don't chase them, meaning that you're going to go and want to try every single one of these things. You've got notepads and notes and all these things, but you have to prioritize a little bit. So we're just going to go on record of saying your minds are in overload, your notebooks are full, your brains are full, and you can't wait to put it in action, right? Everybody want to agree with me on that one? So and Matt alluded to this a little bit, but we talked about this the other day, that change is inevitable, but transition is intentional. And here, when Matt talked earlier that the people that reacted and changed saw 35% growth, and the people that didn't, it wasn't that they didn't see any of the 35%, they lost 25%. For me, that was staggering to find that out. What I want everybody to really understand in today's times, with everything that you got, is this isn't a change. that we're going to shift back to. It's like, well, you know, I'll just hold on. Do I need to do these things? Don't I? How long will it last? We all need to transition into where our world is going, and most importantly, where our customers are going. How are they buying? How are they shopping? Where are they looking? How are they looking? Right? So when I say that, and from everything that you got, what I want to have you really wrap your head around are a few things. Digital knowledge tells you, and data, information about your buyer, okay? But emotional knowledge helps you connect with them. So it's a combination of digital and emotional. You know, Molly will always tell me that your brand matters. It matters. You have to have a persona. It's like when you go through that whole exercise that group 2 does, who are you? Because you need to connect with your customers and your people and your leads and all this data with who you are. Otherwise, I challenge you with this thought. All of this is about all the ways that you can get all these leads quicker, faster, better, stronger, you just name it, but follow up. And if you're just following up to follow up, but not to connect emotionally with someone, somewhere between data, digital, emotion, you're missing something. Kind of makes sense? And you know, I'm kind of that emotional connection. So I talk about emotional, which is digital and emotional knowledge. And what does that mean? And is it just a word that Kerry picked up? And everyone will be really glad to know that there is no cussing involved in emotional. It's just a fact. And here we go. So who is your buyer based on your data and what your analytics and what you find out and what do they need? Because your buyer that connects with you, if you've done a tenth of what you've learned in these last 2 days, is specific. And they're coming to you for a specific reason. It is not one size fits all. You need to have a really heightened awareness of who is your buyer when you read your data, and then what do they need and what do you offer? I often tell sales teams when training things like, you have to sell what you have. You know, it's about knowing what your competition has or does, but it's innately always going to be selling what you have. And more importantly, it's selling who you are. That's really the key to selling who you are. So I've told a story before, so snuggle in with me. It bears repeating because I never had any idea how many times this story was going to come back to me and be applicable to the times. And is it ever applicable now? If you were there last year, you heard it. And if you've been at the Builder Show, you've heard it. But let me tell you a little bit about something that happened to me in 1998. And who was my buyer? My buyer was this woman racing up the sidewalk to the model. I was sitting on site selling, and I'm like, holy buckets, this woman is on a flippin' mission. And of course, being me, I'm like, and I'm gonna sell her a house. But let's let her at least get in the door, Kerry. And I kind of think I have one of the best meet and greet for-year pounces that's out there. And I get her in, and I'm having nothing to do with putting on the show. She is, and she's rattling all these questions and all these needs, and they were all revolving around, was my builder equipped to build a handicap house? And everything that happened was about, you know, all these cans because someone can't, because someone can't, because Katie can't, because Katie can't. And finally I said, can we just stop for just a second? Who's Katie? And then I found out that Katie was her daughter, very limited in what she could do, spent most of the time flat in her bed with her back looking up at the ceiling. And I said, let's take a minute, and the best thing to do is to build a home and talk about what are the things that Katie can do, not what Katie can't do. She dropped all of these tablets. She had spreadsheets from all my competition with check marks on who could. It all went away, and she said, Kerry, not even my own family talks to me about what Katie can do. They all talk to me about what Katie can't do. And I tell you that story because we did build Katie's home. And I'm sure and I know she's in heaven and she's listening down to having this be relived. And for a closing gift, people know that I had a mural painted on the top of Katie's ceiling like Disney, and all the princesses and castles, and she was the lead in the story since she spent all that time there. But Katie then lived in a home to do the very few things that she could do because we didn't dwell on what she couldn't do. So, everybody, in a world of can't, find the cans. And when I say the world of can't, we're living in like, we can't go there, we can't go there, it's not open, we can't eat there, we don't want to. What are the things, the abilities that we have for the things that we can do? Katie's story was about the abilities that she had physically. But I'm talking about emotionally, when you're working on all these platforms and all these dashboards and all these analytics and all the amazing things, all the way down to hacks that will help you to reach the people. But what are you going to reach them with? If you go to Relationship 101, how long do you get to make a first impression? Seconds, right? I'm not sure how long we're really given online. Matt, maybe you guys and Molly can help me with all that, but it's still not a long time, right? So if you're following up to follow up and you don't have the emotional side to the digital things and you're not emotional, I'm afraid that you've lost your chance. And to some people, you might not get it back again. So in every message that you send, use words that connect to your buyer's emotional receptors. So what's an emotional receptor? It's something that people pick onto. It's something that they glom onto. It's like a word that says everything that that person wanted right now. Katie's mom was the minute that I said, for a second, can we talk about what Katie can do? And it was that word can that dropped the checklist, it dropped the competition, because I needed to know something more than she was sharing. And that's what you guys need to do with all this information. You need more. You get them, they've got the hook, they've got all of the, you've got all the tools, but how do you get them? Can everybody remember a story when you realized you were talking to someone and immediately you were connected? And this is what you're connected by. You said, you get me. Like, you really get me. You guys, that's what these 2 days have been about, to help you get the tools to find the people where you get them. They're there, they're buying. Listen to the statistics. But are you getting them? And I don't mean by a million leads. I mean, are you getting them as individuals? Because people are not mass produced. Here's a couple words that I just kind of threw up on the screen. And remember when Chad said that he sent notes? I'm like, woohoo. I mean, that big old boy and all that he does, and he says that's part of his critical mission. And that's things that he does, is that this is for you to try and connect with people, and you'll know, and this is probably one of the reasons why Molly and I are such good friends, is your internal organization is invaluable to you. And even if you're an internal organization of one, you are valuable to you. So it's the things that you say, like to someone else. Someone asks you if you can do something and you say, I'm busy. What if you say, I can, it might be in a little while. You know, a buyer comes on and they've been in the loop for a really long time. In fact, they've kind of become the buyer from hell, but you still, God bless us, we love them all. And they request the 100th price request or change, and they're way past framing or anywhere else. and you say, you know what, the one thing I can do is see where we're at in process, or see, you know, what we can do together. I'll ask my team. I'm kind of running down this list, but please, everybody, add emotional connective words to your data and to your digital. So if you can't change it, and unless any of you know a way to change what's going on that has everybody living like, are the kids going to school next year? Are the colleges and universities open? Are we going to get to phase 2? Am I going to get my nails done? You know, whatever it is, if you can't change it, what we have is the ability to change our attitude. And for me, days like this and amazing conferences, why I was just like glued, not being a number girl and not being a technology girl, I was glued to the promise of the future of how we can connect with people on a level that they've become accustomed to, which is online and shopping from home and all of that. So the ray of hope and the promise of hope of how you match technology to people and who they are and how they buy, for me, is just absolutely life-changing. So I always tell everybody that the sale is in the story. The data tells us that, but the story is emotional. So I wanted to be quick today. I wanted to resonate. I love all of you. Presenters, just you people are my people. And there is no way that anybody left this conference this time, as much as I miss my country western music and my friends, you did not leave brimming with information. But I really want you, in every digital way that you reach out to people, think about the human way. Think about how these are tools to get me to someone's heart, because people will always buy emotionally. They just will. And as we close this up, what I want everybody to know is this very specific thing: the country, the families, all of our buyers are having life events everywhere, in homes that don't work, in rooms that don't fit, in places that they can't go. And while we're all in this state of influx, everybody's life event happens at a different speed. And the reason why you go to all these tools and why you follow up is so that you're there for when the moment of each individual, when it's their moment for their life event, and they have been in your funnel somewhere. This funnel that goes to here. Right now, you all have a database where someone is having a life event. And when you get off of these 2 days and you get back to that, you're going to have someone reach out to you with a life event. Who are you? What's your persona? What do people need from you? Who is your buyer? What are your tools? What are all the things? So go from here with a critical mission that you learned from Chad, which was just like, wow. You know, I get that stuff and then I'm just a hot mess trying to figure out how I put in what I am and decide your purpose. I loved his game with Matt because I admire Matt in a million ways, but I loved how he kind of got on the spot a little bit with my purpose is, and then Chad went at him again. Well, then it all of a sudden the light bulb went off, and in a very short period of time, Chad helped Matt become very clear on that. And he can move forward for his critical mission for himself, his family, and group 2. And so we're done. And man, has it been a great 2 days. And if you guys feel as full as I do, I'm just like, who can I hire to do this shit? Oh, hi guys.
I love it. Okay. That was an incredible. I'm on my phone. I'm doing Facebook Live on my phone.
Oh.
you know, we got to have some type of human connection here. Like, this was an incredible conference. It was learning. It was a learning experience doing this all online. I do miss seeing everyone in person. I miss the interactions that we all got to have in person. But it's been an amazing 2 days nonetheless. Kerry, thank you so much for bringing this home and being involved yet again. You're an amazing person, amazing friend. And thank you to Angela for all her hard work, and Molly Elkman for all her work and support, John Lee, Chip Johnson at Builder Designs. We got Dave Betcher down here in the bottom corner, and all these people that have stuck around through 2 days of virtual, all these people in the chat you can't see here that have stuck around for 2 days of virtual learning. So it has been a blast, and thank you everyone for being a part of it. And we can't wait to do this again in 2021. Hopefully it'll be live in person.
Yay.
I know.
Thank you guys. Angela, John, Dave, all of you, Molly, Matt, man, you guys are my rock stars. Oh, I'm in awe. Thanks.
Thank you for virtually touching us all, Kerry. Very inspiring.
We're pretty darn lucky.
Yep.
We're
the queen of this industry.
Yeah.
We are all so lucky. I just got to tell you, it's lucky, blessed. Find the words, people. We are.
Absolutely.
We are.
All right, everyone.
Thank
it is
you.
Friday. It is the end of the week. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a fantastic 4th of July for us Americans, not our Canadian partners.
It's Canada Day on July 1st.
Is it?
Yeah.
Canada Day?
It
So
is.
it's going to be a holiday celebration for all.
It is.
Stuck at home.
And I've got my pants on.
So
Yes.
do I. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Have a great weekend. Thank you all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.